Who is Forrest Call? Forrest Call is a man on a mission to do what no other high school athlete has ever done before, to break a 4-minute mile at over 4,000 feet elevation. Hello everyone and welcome to Project 359, where we will be documenting Forrest's journey in the quest to break a 4-minute mile at altitude. And just how do we plan to accomplish such a remarkable feat? Number 1, training. Forrest has a very unique training program. A lot of runners only do spin bike training or aqua jogging if they're injured, which is a shame because they both offer some unique benefits that are almost impossible to gain from running alone. Spin bike intervals and aqua jogging make up about 50% of his training volume. We have also been putting a great deal of focus on developing a long, powerful stride. Here he is, running at 346 mile pace with a 20-pound weight vest, while only taking 43 steps per 100 meters. Number 2, diet. Training, my friends, is the easy part. If you want to see how smart, disciplined, and serious an athlete really is, look at their diet. And Forrest's diet is something to behold. From kamut sprouts, to grinding spelt into flour to make homemade spaghetti noodles, wheatgrass, spirulina, pine pollen, chaga, and of course our favorite, shilajit. U.S. shilajit, that is. What doesn't he eat? Junk food.
Seriously, Dad? Junk food's for second place.
Wait, what? This isn't for me. That's for your mother. Number 3, rest, rest, rest. The holy grail of performance enhancers. The marathon world record holder Kelvin Kiptum received a great deal of attention for his remarkable ability to run 200 miles a week. However, few people understood the significance of the equally impressive high volume of quality rest that he got every day. The wisest among us understand that overtraining is far less common than under-resting. After mastering his diet and training, Forrest decided to opt out of public school and instead do homeschooling so he could dedicate more time each day to getting quality rest. While that's probably not what most people should do, it helps to show just how dedicated he is to balancing his workouts with recovery. But let's go back to the beginning. I can still remember it, and it was October of 2015. Forrest was 9 years old, and I was just sitting at the kitchen counter, and Forrest come walking in and boldly declared, "Well, it's been decided. I'm going to break all of your records." Now in 2015, I was a 2-time Spartan Race World Champion. The very next year, I'd win my 3rd World Championships. So Forrest would see me come home every month with this nice winner's check. And a few times a year, he'd even get to go to the races and see thousands of people there and watch me win these races. So as far as he was concerned, I might just be the best athlete on the planet. So this was no small declaration on his part. Now on the inside, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But on the outside, it was all business. So after thinking about it for a moment, I was like, all right, when I was your age, I tried to run a marathon, but I couldn't finish. So if you want to be better than me, you're going to have to finish one. With no hesitation whatsoever, he was like, okay, let's do it. So we picked a marathon that was 11 months away. My wife Irene agreed to train with them, and I made a program that had them running 6 days a week. Then Forrest went to his best friend Hiram and asked him if he wanted to run a marathon with him. Hiram was like, what's a marathon? Forrest says it's 26 miles. Hiram was like, I've never even ran 1 mile. Forrest simply replies, that's why we train. Hiram says, okay, and that was that. And they started training. And in 48 weeks, they only missed 3 workouts. They followed the program more consistently than most professional athletes would have. And they both ran the entire marathon, had a great time doing it, and were even playing on the playground afterwards while we were waiting for the awards ceremony. After the marathon, Forrest began his long, slow growth spurt from a tiny little 9-year-old into his adult-sized body. We tried to train for excellence, but his growing pains were always holding us back, so we just had to be patient. His freshman year of track, his knee was bothering him, so he thought, well, since I can't run, maybe I'll go throw the javelin for fun. And without thinking to do a proper warm-up, he threw the javelin as hard as he could and gave himself a hernia. So, in May of 2022, we were off to get a hernia surgery. And then it turns out he has a blood clotting disorder called von Willebrand disease that we didn't know about that greatly complicated his recovery. So he spent most of the summer between his freshman and sophomore year on the couch recovering from surgery. Here he is July 31st, getting ready for his first day of training since his hernia. By the end of cross country his sophomore year, he was finally healthy and ready to start training like we've always wanted to. The first race of sophomore track was the 1600 with 30-mile-per-hour winds. He ran a 4:32 and then promptly got sick for 2 weeks. He never quite got his rhythm back after that and ran in the 4:30s for the rest of the season. At the end of his sophomore season of track, he had finally had it with mediocrity. He was done growing, he was healthy, and he wanted to break a 4-minute mile. But I was quick to point out, lots of young men have broken a 4-minute mile. If you really want to be amazing, you should do it at altitude, because no high schooler has ever done that before. And with no hesitation whatsoever, he was like, okay, let's do it. So we set up a training program with that specific goal in mind and got to work. He trained right through cross country and indoor track, and now here we are after 10 months of uninterrupted training with one goal in mind: to run 4 laps around the track as fast as possible. If you want to follow Forrest's journey, like and subscribe to his channel, and we'll see you at the races.